You may have found yourself in one of the most darkest seasons of your life. You may feel all alone. You may have felt abandoned by others, and your life is not, it don't seem like it's working for you, okay? And you might be at rock bottom, but may I encourage you this day that if you find yourself at rock bottom today, that might just be your opportunity to change your life. See, a lot of times we don't realize that we have been working for life. We have been working for people. We have been working for things other than ourselves. And that's why we always find that ourselves, a lot of us, we find ourselves rebuilding. But a lot of times when we look at the situation for what it is, it seems like we done so much, or we done destroyed something to the fact that we can't come back from. But I'm here to encourage you this day that sometimes we have to learn how to see adverse conditions as open opportunities, adverse conditions as open doors. A lot of people that has gone on to make a name for themselves, that has gone on to leave legacies, that's gone on to be household names. Believe it or not, a lot of those people had to start over. They lost something happened to them, or maybe they just wasn't born into that life, but they didn't decide to stay there. They did not decide to stay at that level where the world thought of them at that low level, at that level that they can't come back. They took what they had, they used what they had, and they rebuild their life. At rock bottom is where they learn to rebuild their life. So I encourage you this day that if you find yourself in a season in your life where you feel like all hope is lost, you feel like there's no hope for you, you feel like it's over with for you, there's no need for your gifts or your talents or anything that you can offer to this world, that you can start from right where you're at. This has never been the most perfect time for you to start, because I'm telling you, if you wait until you think you got to have it all together, or you got to be living here, or you got to make this much money to be able to do what the Lord has called you to do, you're going to be waiting, because there is never a perfect time. So right now, if you finding yourself in a season, if you finding yourself in a time in your life where you have lost everything and maybe you have to rebuild, right now is that time to rebuild. And you have to start looking at that circumstances that's not so as it's there to take you out, but to take you up and to elevate you, to take you to the place where life starts working for you and you stop working for life. See, a lot of times we just work for things, and things never pan out the way that we plan them to do. We can set a goal for 5 years, and then 5 years down the line, we find ourselves not even being able to accomplish that goal, because that's a lot has to do with us working for life. So if you find yourself in an adverse conditions, meaning the situation or circumstances is not in your favor, they are against you, and the odds are stacked against you, let me encourage you that you can take and that you can flip that thing, and you can learn how to see it and work it. For even though that I may find myself in a season where I have experienced loss, I have experienced heartache, and I have experienced pain, I can take that and I can work it for my good. I can take that and I can see this as, yes, it is adverse conditions, but I can know that it can be a new opportunity for me if I work it as such and see it as such. It can lead to new open doors if I use it as such and I work it as such and as I see it as such. A lot of times we so busy looking at the problem, and how did we get there? Who fault it was that we never move. A lot of us, we never move past the problem onto the solution, or how can I have this thing work for me? Yes, I may find myself at the bottom, but again, I don't have to stay here. You have to realize that if you find yourself at the bottom today, you don't have to stay there. The bottom is not meant for you to stay there. The bottom is meant for a lot of us to send us on to our purpose, to catapult us into the place that we're supposed to be. But a lot of us, we don't make it to that place because we are so stuck at looking at the problem. So if you find yourself in a situation or in a season in your life where you feel like all hope is lost, I just want to encourage you that all hope is not lost, and you can start to look at this thing as, what can I do in this season? What can I use, and what do I have that I can work with that the Lord has already given me, and that can lead to one decision, and that one decision can open up a whole new door for you. It can bring you into rooms that you never dreamed that you will be able to go into. Okay, so start knowing how you can look and use adverse conditions to work for your good, to work in your favor, and to look at them as new opportunities. Because again, I always admire people that didn't start off from much. And when I say much, I'm talking about in the sense of what the world deems as much. Okay, but they didn't let that stop them. They didn't let what people said to them or what people thought of them, they didn't let that stop them. They went on and they built from that. They used that not as a crutch, but as elevation. They use that as motivation to elevate them. And like I said, some of these people has gone on to be bestsellers, to be multimillionaires, to be household names, to go on to build empires and companies and businesses after themselves. And now they not only leaving a legacy for themselves, they leaving it for people that's attached to them. Okay, and that can be you. That can be you in this season if you decide to look at it for what it is, instead of saying this is a problem, and this is over with for me, my life is over. And you can start rerouting that thing and say, no, this is not a problem, but I can learn how to see this as a solution. I can learn how to say, okay, even though I might find myself and not in the best situation in life, not in the best circumstances in life, I can use it for my detriment. I can use it for my good. I can use this to build the life that I want to live, because a lot of us, we're still living a life that somebody else has built for us. Until we start using our open doors as opportunities, that's what we're going to continue to live, lives that other people have built for us. And those be less desired lives, and those honestly be less desired than what the Lord obviously had for us. Okay, so if you find yourself today at rock bottom, know that you can build from that point and make a way for yourself and for whoever else that may be attached to your life, that you don't have to stay there, that's not your final end. That's not the end for you. It can be just your beginning. It can be your catapult. It can be your beginning to everything good that's waiting up on you. I hope this message blesses somebody and that it keeps you. Until next time, y'all, keep the faith and God bless.